As a country today, you don't just exist individually anymore. The world is interconnected. You see German startups expand to China. You also see Chinese entrepreneurs want to come over more and more to Germany and to Europe.
German products have long enjoyed a glistening reputation in China.
It opens the Chinese market and its 1.4 billion consumers.
The European Union says China has become its largest trading partner.
China has indeed become more open in the global business cooperation. My name is Fabian Von Heimburg. I'm the co-founder and managing director of Hotnest Technology, as well as the chief representative for the German Startups Association in China. I had studied in Beijing University in 2011. I knew from coming here that technology is developing fast. I knew it was very interesting culturally. I knew it was very interesting historically. And I also knew it was a very big market. So all these reasons brought me to eventually start my company in here in China, together with my co-founder, who's also Chinese. Before I started my company in China, I thought it was going to be very difficult. From getting your first customers, hiring employees, paying taxes. However, I think it is actually very easy and streamlined, right? There's actually not a lot of paperwork. China also ranks fairly high in the ease of doing business index, which always rates countries based on how easy is it to do business or start a company. And China already ranks on the same level as European countries there. So if you ask objectively how easy or difficult it is to start a company in China, it's as easy or difficult as it is in Germany or France or the UK. China is a great place for startups in general. Business to business, artificial intelligence, autonomous driving, electromobility. In these areas, it is already world leading. So for German startups, one reason to come here is to learn. All these German car companies, Siemens, they have been making a huge part of their revenue here. And then the other reason is obviously China is a massive market. This is not only true for startups, this is true for anything, for any product. It has 1.4 billion people now. A lot of them are already in the middle class. A lot of them has the same user behavior than in Europe. This means you have a huge consumer market in China. Even during the pandemic, China grew versus most of the world went into recession.
New product,
Wow.
sense.
Great. But for sure, a very good brand, I think.
But already sold for 100,000.
Oh, great.
Already.
The market is just too big to ignore. There's still so much space. Germany, they need China as a big market. So you have a win-win situation where both parties can cooperate more. This is a new brand to China, but already very established in the German market. They already exist for 60, 70 years, family-owned company. They want to use technology and our approach to grow in the Chinese market. But the interesting thing is you also see more and more interest from the Chinese side to also cooperate with Europe and the US also on the consumer space. You can see TikTok, you can see NIO going abroad, you can see a lot of these electronic mobility companies already starting to sell in Europe. They're creating factories, they're creating jobs there. So for Europe, this is also a big win. What Chinese companies bring to Europe is innovation and is a new way of doing things. Okay, es geht einfach nur darum, so ein bisschen so and the user behavior is more and more similar, which means the Chinese customer and the European customer are not as different anymore. If you go abroad with your product, your driverless car or your smartphone app or your social media, European and American users actually also accept it. There are lots of Chinese companies that are doing well in Europe, and I also think it's only the beginning. In many areas, China has lifted the restrictions and also welcomed and actually invested a lot in foreign companies to come here to expand. Big picture should always be that as a world, we are one and we want to grow together, develop together, and learn from each other.